Alright, welcome to everyone. So yeah, thanks for tuning in. I started a little bit late night today, so I'll be quick this time. So interestingly, I didn't delete my tweet, but the fractal I posted last night got deleted for somehow. I actually have it here, so it was. I just find out, so it's just very odd that I didn't delete any posts. I mean, today I was busy, so I didn't even thinking about tweet like in the daytime. So, but this is the post I made last night. It got deleted today, so it's really weird. I have this filing here at it says March 5th, which was yesterday. So I posted this one last night with the pin post with the live stream I did yesterday. It got deleted for somehow. I've never experienced this before. This post I made was GME rally starting tomorrow, whatever, right? Don't be surprised if it pops 10% tomorrow. I have a pretty good likes and I guess views, but and then I pin post that with the pictures the TA that I post, and it got deleted for somehow. I didn't delete this one. I didn't even touch this one. So it's really weird that this thing happened just now. I just found. But anyway, as I was kind of expecting some sort of a bigger pop yesterday, didn't happen. Instead, we had some pullback today. So we had a little bit of a retracement that we kind of popped yesterday, right? Or on March 4th or something. We had some sort of a slow movement, positive momentum up there, but it has some pullback. So the question is, where are we now, and then where are we going, and what's going to happen after this? And then, as I mentioned in my live stream, the fractals and basically the speed of algo is kind of very slow right now. It's about 10 or 11 times slower than 2024 April-May run, and then and then sometimes the way they move this, the speed, it is sometimes, I mean, it's very unpredictable, right? So it's definitely not easy to track, but I think we are very close. So I'm just kind of walk you guys through. So tomorrow is Friday, last day of trading of this week. So before I heading into more market news, I wanted to just want to go over this kind of stuff with you guys here. So yeah, as I been kind of sharing this one, I was looking at the fractals between 2020 before. Let me just bring this one up here because I've been kind of tracking some of the TA here. So this is my folder. So when I show you the 2024 fractals here, the latest one that I've been tracking was 2020, right? And then I think that one was yeah, something like this, or maybe this one even January, right? So I was kind of doing my own research, and then, I mean, it's pretty messy, but I was tracking 2020 actually, because the way that after March earning in last year 2000 and also in 2020 similar fractals happened. I found, right? So March earning, there was a sharp drop, and then there was the rally, right? Which exactly happened last year. But then in the same spot where the rally was supposed to happen, that's when Roaring Kitty got in and then created fractals here, right? And after that, when you look at 2020, it does kind of go up and down, and then have some pullback, and then start to pushing this up, and then Ryan Cohen announced his stake in this area, right? That's just the end of August, right? 2020. So I was kind of expecting similar type of a movement here. I think instead it didn't really go as I expected, right? There was some pullbacks, and then we kind of doing some this way. So soon after I saw some the way it's going in 2025 was different than what I anticipated, right? Which is I was kind of looking for this type of movement. Instead, they use repeating of they're repeating of a 2024 in my opinion. So so this is kind of what I'm showing you here. So after this huge accumulation happened, this took about 79 days for this accumulation from August, right, and then October, right, and the same thing happened here on the right side last year in April. This takes about 7 days, right? So this is approximately almost 10 or 11 times longer, right? Basically, it's just taking way longer than April 16 to April 23rd, right? So, and then when you look at the fractals itself, right, the way the chart moves, it's kind of making a very similar pattern here, okay? Once they start to find the bottom, right, they start to push this up. You could see there's a lot of crazy move here, but when you looking at this one a little bit closely, okay, you know what, let me just delete the week so that you can kind of keep it simple. I think less is more. Let me just kind of find the candles maybe. I'll delete the wick. Where's the thing? Let me just find this one here. I think there's a way you could keep it simple. Where is it? Oh, here, yeah, wick. So if I undo this thing, it's a lot clearer, right? So this is another settings that you guys can play around. So I'll just undo this thing just to make your eyes easier. So yeah, when you look at this one, so you see this kind of move here, right? So slowly kind of moving up. There was a sharper pullback in this area, right? So that's kind of what I noticed. Okay, that's very interesting. So it goes up and down, which what happened here, right? So let me actually pull out the pen tool, the brush tool. So after this accumulation phase, it goes up, one more, and then one more, and then there's a sharper pullback, right? This is when I saw there's a sharper pullback, which what happened here, right? There's a sharper pullback. Also it goes up and down, right? But when you look at it even a more simplified a shape, this goes up and do double top, right? Like a kitty face, okay? Also same thing, double top, kitty face, okay? And then this thing kind of plunge, right? Which what happened here, right? And then do all this kind of zigzag patterns, whatever. Just go up and down, right? Hit the bottom. And then the other shape that I kind of discovered was there's a kind of like a 3 thumping mace, right? In a bigger picture, right? So I just look at this more like a picture rather than also candles, right? So I switch my brains from the looking at the candles and looking at the fractals, looking at the shape. I just kind of looking at a very different angles, here and there, what I mean? So I try to use my creative brain side to look at things, to identify patterns and stuff like that. And then once I saw this kind of patterns here, I noticed before this rally kicks off, this rally was about 50%, and then after that there's a short squeeze happening in this phase, right? So I think we are still in this phase. We haven't started rally yet. So my question is when, right? And then why they're delaying this for long, for this much? I think there's a reason why, right? I think they wanna. It's about the timing. I think something's gonna happen next week. I have no idea. I'm not an insider. I have no fucking idea what's gonna be announced. But just based on fractals, it seems like something is going to happen. The interesting thing is the Bitcoin too, right? I've been also tracking Bitcoin. I did mention that Bitcoin is the heading into the next bear cycle. A lot of people don't like what I say because there's only few people understand this. The reason people understand this is because they understand the bearish divergence, right? So the people who understand bearish divergence is the one that who understand this pattern here, okay? You don't have to be smart to recognize this pattern, but you have to just be somewhat, yeah, oh, I see something here, right? So I did kind of, mentioning this many times in my stream, but if I repeat this again, there's a 2017, there was a huge upside, and then there's a crash, right? And then there's accumulation phase, 2020, another bull run, and then crash, right? The interesting I wanted to pay, want you guys pay attention is that this is RSI and this is weekly. When you look at weekly, this RSI in the box, within this box, RSI goes above the box, which means the overbought territory. And then this thing happened here in 2021 January, and that's when GME AMC whole basket stock squeeze, and that's when Bitcoin was all-time high in RSI in weekly, right? And then after that, there's a little pullback when the meme basket stock exploded. There's a 20-something 7% pullback there in Bitcoin, and after that, there's a rally. The funny thing is, when the price was above a lot higher than in this phase, the RSI was a lot lower. You see that? The price was higher, RSI is lower than here. Okay, that's bearish divergence. And what happened after that? Crash, right? Same thing happening here. So it's all about the identifying the patterns and then recognizing the past, based on the past movement or past historical chart, right? Has historical patterns. It has a very similarity, right? Same thing happened. The RSI was all-time high in last year March, which was here. There was a pullback, right? Which is same thing happened here. This is all-time high 2021 January. Pullback happened and then hit all-time high in the price, but RSI is lower, which is same thing, right? RSI is lower than here when the price is way above than here. What that means after that, which is this cycle, crash. Okay, that's why I've been kind of mentioning this for so many times, and then people basically people have no idea, I think, what's going on, but there's only few people understand this. So that's why Bitcoin is crashing. They're already going into a 2022 January cycle. So based on the fractals that I have, and it kind of very perfectly tracking this one. And then based on the fractals that I have, it seems like it's gonna crash next week on Monday or Tuesday, and CPI release is also going to happen next week, March 12th. I do expect some sort of a big event is going to happen, and I do expect a gap up on GameStop and DJT, and I'm gonna explain DJT after this. So yeah, there's a reason why Bitcoin is crashing, and then a lot of people might say, oh, if Bitcoin is crashing, is the whole market is gonna collapse? No. This year is very interesting because this is the year that not many people understand what the fuck is going to happen, right? But only few people understand this, right? Only a small group of people, right? So let's bring you to the most famous short squeeze, right? The Volkswagen squeeze. And then when you look at what happened in 2028, that's when the financial crisis happened, right? But then how do you explain when why Volkswagen squeeze, right, in 2008, right? But the funny thing is that many people just only pay attention to this chart, right? The gap up and 3-day squeeze. I do see this is more like 2024 May type of squeeze, right? And then because the maybe algo is slower this time, we'll be seeing this similar to this probably between September to November, December, or something, end of the year, I think, based on the speed of algo. So we are like compared to Volkswagen, right? I think we are kind of like maybe somewhere like here or something, So we still gotta see a rally for from GME, pullback, sideways, heading into a squeeze. You know what I mean? So so let me show you what I mean by that. So this is 2024, right? So this thing whole was created, right, from since when Roaring Kitty got in last year. So I think there's a reason why the fractal was made at the time. And if I explain to you where we at exactly in terms of GME, we are somewhere here. So we need to see a rally and pull back, and then heading into a short squeeze later, right? So so when you think about that, why financial crisis happened, but some stocks they short squeeze, especially this Volkswagen, right? So let's come back to this one, right? So we are crashing, why this one goes, right? And then at the time, based on my research, there was a collapse from the what's the big companies, right? The big banks, right? There's a Bear Stearns, and also there was another one. What was I forgot. Something Brothers, right? Lehman Brothers, right? Yeah. So they collapsed, right? So I think they had a short positions or something, So like I think some big banks will collapse this year. I think you guys already probably know which one could be. There's a few banks that has been kind of highlighted in terms of the frauds. Such as TD Bank. TD Bank has been. I'm using TD. And then there have been a lot of glitches recently. I couldn't log in on their phone, the app. It was very interesting, very weird. It never happened before. Another bank I think I'm expecting will be I don't know, maybe JP Morgan. Lots of frauds. Another one might be Goldman Sachs. They have a huge leverage, like 100 something. Last one I think could happen is the what's the name of the bank? I forgot, but I remember seeing this bank has a huge leverage from the home loan. I think that was the Charles Schwab or something like that. So anyway, there's I think one of the big banks might collapse this year, and then that will create a short squeeze end of the year. But anyway, so come back to GameStop again. And everything that I said is not financial advice, okay? This is all just my my view, on this, and everything could be everything what I say is completely wrong, what I mean? This is just all my speculation. But anyway, so we actually went through the accumulation similar to this A phase, right? There's a pullback, right? Now we hit this very distinctive type of a shape, which is 1, 2, 3 waves, and that exactly happened recently. Okay, and after that, there's I think this is the last, a few other last one, and then I did mention like yesterday's stream. It looks like 1, 2, 3. But there's like another 4 or 5, right? Just small one. And then at the time, compared to this, let's say compared to this third wave, in terms of the time frame, it's very much, maybe like same, right? But when you look at this, when the third wave happened here in February 21st, it's just dragging way longer. So it was definitely very difficult to figure out when this thing's gonna kick off. Okay. But I think I kind of figure out maybe this might be it, right? So this could be 1, this could be 2, and this could be 3, and then come back down, right? And then it was come back down sharper than this area, this fractals, but they used the same fractals, but they shorted a lot harder, and then come back up, come down, and then they might have repeat the same thing here again. So we might be somewhere here, okay? So we're just kind of really waiting for some sort of an announcement or some sort of I don't know, some kickoff here. Somebody will do something, okay? And then when you look at this line here, right? You draw a line from this top, top of the second wave, top of the third wave, the fourth and fifth, whatever, so on. And then you also draw a line from the bottom, whatever the candles there, and and then that really yeah, when you actually see here, yeah, that will bring you to the Friday. Let me just kind of 1 second. Oh shit, let me zoom in. So now I'm zooming in to 15 minutes. Okay, so as you can see, the bottom was here on March 4th 11 a.m. and then if that's the bottom, the bottoms are moving up, right? Bottoms are kind of elevated. So you draw a line. So this is another bottom. So just making a higher low, and delete this line. It's too confusing. So the line is ending up somewhere here, which is end up the yeah, Friday 6:30 or something. So basically, I think they're gonna maybe what they do might be tomorrow might be they just go poop and then maybe come down, and then I mean unless they want to run this thing, and then like I said, this is really not up to me, right? Some people blame on me that why it's not moving up. I don't know. I'm not market maker, I mean, if I know the timing of this thing, I should be working at a hedge fund, right? I should work at a Citadel or some sort of a hedge fund, and then running fractals or running algorithm rather than sitting at home just talking about this thing on Twitter. So so everything is just really just speculation, right? You gotta see this as a forecast, right? When you look at the weather, I'm just kind of weather guy, right? Based on the speed of algo, based on the chart, based on the fractals, based on what they've been creating, based on all the things that they have been making, I'm just making a prediction based on the historical chart, right? And then things I'm seeing. So that's pretty much it, what I mean? And then a lot of things also, there's maybe possible earnings coming up, maybe something could be announced before. There's a lot of speculation involved, so it's really high risk. But anyway, so tomorrow, because the fact that they're making a wedge, right? They're making a triangle formation. I might see a pop here, but I think we might not break out yet. So maybe, really depends, right? If they want to break out, they can break out anytime. It's really up to them, It's really not up to me. It's really up to who's controlling this fractals, or I mean controlling this the algo, right? So if they want to run, yeah, sure. But if they want to, if they want to just, what, let's maybe run this thing next week. Yeah, they might run this thing next week. So it's highly possible that we could see a pop next Monday. Yeah. So yeah, sorry to say like, oh yeah, a lot of hype and stuff, but yeah, it's not really up to me, based on what I saw, based on the speed of algo back then, and just I've been comparing to this because that's kind of where we at, what I mean? But yeah, they're delaying it, they're delaying it. They're maybe waiting for that, maybe announcement, but they're just, market makers are just waiting for something, and then it's not really up to me. It's not really up to them. I mean, it's not really up to me. It's really up to them. So maybe they're waiting for that timing. Ryan Quinn, or some long forces, or whoever's behind the scene, maybe they're just waiting for the perfect timing, right? The reason I say the timing is because it's forming the perfect wedge, and then I think tomorrow will be filling the final edge here, a wedge here, and then they're gonna run this thing because it has to show direction next week. And then as I said, as I compared to this Bitcoin, and then the interesting thing is Bitcoin is crashing, right? And then the funny thing is, yeah, I think there's gonna be a liquidation. What is the thing that the news came out today, right? It comes out today as there's a liquidations happening here, right? I brought a chart. Sorry, I brought this one here. Let me show you this one. So Trump said globalists are behind the stock market sell-off. Okay, so they know. The Trump knows what's going on in the stock markets. And yeah, he said he's not looking at the stock market, but I think that's a lie. But yeah, I think globalists is selling up, and liquidating their assets because something is coming and they know that it's the bear cycle. I post this one January 18, March April crash. Okay, so I already kind of knew that something's gonna happen between March and April, and now we are here. We are in March, right? And we are waiting for a rally, right? We are waiting for BBBY come back, right? There are people who don't follow BBBY, they're like, oh, it's delisted stock, it's bankruptcy, you guys are, morons and fucking dumbass, whatever, you're stupid. But yeah, I don't know if the 100%, but I will say this, that BBBY I think will come back based on the research, amount of the research I've done, and then technical analysis that I've done before. I mean, it's funny that I say TA on BBY is really delisted, but you might say, oh yeah, BBY delisted. Why are you even talking about the TA, right? You're really people might say you're fucking crazy. But I'll say this. I know the fact that Ryan Cohen, I know when RC got in GameStop, right? I know when he announced his first stake. When you know that, when he does that kind of stuff, then you know he's very keen to the timing. Okay? As soon as I saw this time, very similar patterns of this fractals moving here, after creating a double top pullback, there's a squeeze. Same thing happened, creating a double top, a giant short, and then after that, cover, right? Short positions, rally happens. Same thing happened here, okay? In 2023, Jan and Feb, it created a double top perfectly. And you know why? The funny thing is they announced like a reverse split. They announced some sort of a crazy amount of reverse split. What else they did? They did like dilutions or something. They announced something like that, and everything got canceled when they entered Chapter 11, which means that it was a bear trap. And then they know the fact that it was this cycle. Boom, right there. Okay. So even if BBBY wasn't get delisted, it's gonna squeeze anyway, right? But in terms of the cycle, okay. But they create this huge, you know what I mean? So next time when Bad Bath Beyond come back, the next fractal will be this one, just short squeeze right away. So that's why I've been mentioning this, right? So when it comes back, it's gonna start with short squeeze anyway, because they already did, right? It already complete the whole, you know what I mean? Like this crash cycle, this crash cycle. So everything is about the timing, right? Everything is about the timing. Everything is about the, you know what I mean? And the DJT, let's jump onto DJT, right? DJT is kind of same thing. I kind of, used some color here so that you guys can see better. I think DJT is about to run, okay? And then I think that's why they're waiting for the right timing. I have no idea what they're going to be announcing, but it could be merger acquisitions or something like that. I have no idea. But something, corporate action announcement could happen between March and April. Or Bad Bath Beyond will come back or something. I have no idea. But anyway, let's have a look. So this is back in 2023 November. They before this gap up squeeze happened, right? In DJT last year, 2024 January. We have to look at how they formed the the chart, right? Before run this thing. So when you look at it, it starts from here, right? They just go like go like up like this, So this is the A box, which also happened here, 2024 last year, September up to October, end of October. Heading it before the election a year happened, right? So they already set up this one, right? So a lot of people hype into this, right? Oh, maybe Donald Trump will get elected, right? So maybe people are kind of FOMOing to this, and then they just dump this one, right? They just short the fuck out of it, right? Because they know they're running the fractals. you know. And then back then, you know, I was looking at options, right? Options were like, you know, the premiums are super expensive, you know what I mean? But yeah, they kill all the premium, you know. And then anyway, so let's have a look. So this is run. After the DJT got elected, they crush it because they're just tracking the fractals. You know, no matter how many buys and how many, you know, calls or whatever, all the stacks up there, they're just running fractal. They don't even give a shit. You know, they just run it. You know, it's like a bulldozer. You know, they just like boom. And then after that, this is November. Okay, DJT won, right? Trump won. Nothing happened. People were like, what the fuck, right? But it doesn't matter. The fractals doesn't give a shit about, you know, if he wins or not, right? They just bulldozer, right? They just run it, they delay it, they're making FTDs, they're just like fucking it over. That's what they do. That's Wall Street, right? You guys already know this, right? And then they just bulldozer them, and then they just jump into C phase. C phase, they go up and down like that too, right? They go up and down. And after that, we are heading into D phase, almost the final phase. Pop happen, pullback, right? So now there's much more sharper pullback here, and then I'm gonna explain to you where we at, I think, and then why I'm expecting a gap up squeeze tomorrow. Next week, early next week. So when you have a look at this, now you see a whole bigger picture. Now I'm showing you the tighter the fractals. So now let's focus on the D final fractals here. So as you can see, there's a pullback, right? Same thing, pullback happened, right? Let me bring my pen. Where's my brush? Let me bring my brush. So hit this top, the D phase, pullback happened, right? You know what? I'm gonna change the color, so maybe it doesn't really yeah, you can maybe see it better because this is also red candle. So you know what, maybe I'll use yellow. So yeah, so this thing happened, right? Boom, boom, go up, go down, okay? So you follow this one, right? So this thing here, pop, this pop, pullback, okay? And then I think this one is very very tricky thing, because when you see this, it goes up and down and then do this, right? It seems more dragged out, but I realized that this is here. Isn't that weird? But it is how they make this. So they go pop, go down, there's a little small candle pop, that's this one, push down, pop, push down. Okay, that's kind of what they create this one. And then I know it's maybe weird, but that's how I analyze it. Okay, and after that, what happened? So that's why sometimes the speed of algo is very fast, sometimes speed of algo is very slow, and it's you have to identify that. I think you know you have to I mean it's very difficult, definitely. So but I think that's something that, you know, the skill, I mean it's something that I think, you know, I'm learning. You might be learning too. So anyway, so I think that's that. And now we are seeing this is the final one. Okay, so once this thing hit bottom, this thing pop, go down, pop, go down, pop, go down, pop, go down. Got it? Okay. So yeah, I think we're very close to this one, I think. Yeah, so that's kind of what I see here. And then oh, sorry, actually not this one. Yeah, sorry about this one. Actually this one. Yeah, actually this one, sorry about this. So yeah, so pop, pullback, pop, pullback, pop, pullback. Yeah, so this is actually this one. Yeah, this is actually this one. So this one is this. Yeah, sorry about that. I got confused. And then this one. So let's have a look at this one. So I'm gonna change to this one, to blue. It's a blue box, the final one. I'm gonna just delete some of the lines here, just too confusing, right? And there's so many arrows. Like I'm just gonna delete some of this one. 1 second, guys. Fuck. Okay. All right. So yeah. So that's a small one. So I mean, it's very confusing. So that sorry about my yeah. So anyway, so that's kind of what you saw there. So the green box was this much lengthy, but this one is a lot stretched out. Now we are going through the blue box, which is this fractals. Okay, so let's have a look at this blue the blue box. Okay, together. So this is 8 hours. So I'm gonna bring this to 2 hours. So let's have a look. Okay, so 2 hours. As I said, this is the bottom here. We form the bottom here, and then let's see. Let me bring my brush. Push up, the bottom. Sorry, hit the top. Pull back. This thing pop. There's a pop here. Pull back. Hit one more time. Pull back. Hit higher. One more higher. Pull back. Okay. So everything is formed heading into a gap up squeeze. So I think the reason that is very challenging to figure out the fractals where it is at exactly is because sometimes, like I said, the market makers delay things. They sometimes stretched out the fractals. Sometimes they make it fractals smaller. Okay. So I think it is extremely challenging for me to look at the patterns, look at the fractals. Okay. So it's not easy, really. It's not really easy, to be honest with you guys. So I think that's pretty much it, guys. So tomorrow, what can we expect, right? The question is, what can we expect? Okay. Tomorrow, I need to see this one. If I don't see this one, then something's wrong. Everything that I show you is from the bigger picture to a tighter version of the TA is perfectly matching, right? And then I've been finding these patterns, and if I don't see this tomorrow, then DJT, I have no idea what's gonna happen. Okay, so tomorrow what we need to see is this one. Go up, pull back. That's what we need to see. We need to see this tomorrow. That's March 7th. We must see this pattern here, okay? If not, I have no idea what's gonna happen. So tomorrow, and the funny thing is, this was formed also on Friday. Okay, this pattern after hit the bottom on Thursday. Yeah, it's funny how they hit the bottom on Thursday too, and then Friday, 10:30, 12, so goes up about 1%, and then have a tiny pullback, making a higher low, heading into Tuesday. There's no Monday, so tomorrow I need to see exactly same pattern here. If whatever I've been watching this is correct, tomorrow I must see this one. If this goes down, then I have no fucking idea. So tomorrow I need to see DJT go up to 7% or something, or making smaller or something. I don't know. At least making this type of staircase pattern. I have no idea how big they're gonna run. It could be 3%, 5%, 7%, 8%. I have no fucking idea. I have no idea, but it has to go up and have a pullback. And Monday, go up, and then Tuesday, maybe gap up squeeze. Okay? So something's going to happen next week. I have no idea, but that's DJT. When this thing starts to squeeze, because the DJT is a lot bigger than this cycle. Okay? In this cycle, DJT squeeze up to this one about 200%. The fact that when you look at this whole fractals from when you just look at the A green box, this whole thing rally was 31%. From here bottom to here, it's 300%. So which means this is 10 times bigger than this one. That's why it takes a shorter time frame. This one only took about 70 days up to gap up squeeze. This one taking about 50 days, almost double, right? More than double right now. So it's taking way longer. There's more shorts, maybe 10 times. I have no idea. But anyway, so by next week, I needed to see DJT gap up squeeze. And this price might be right or might be wrong. Maybe smaller. I have no idea. But we need to see this crazy price move until end of the month. And then DJT rally will be done by this phase. And then there will be the second squeeze and then pullback, I think. And this second phase squeeze might happen on, I don't know yet, but end of the year or something, or early next year or something like that. So there will be a two squeeze. One squeeze, March, April. The second squeeze, end of the year or early next year. That's how I'll see. So GME, same thing. GME needs to squeeze, not squeeze, the rally starting next week. Same as DJT. I don't know why they run together. To be honest, I have no idea. I thought they're gonna run separately, but it looks like they're gonna run together. So tomorrow, Friday, I have no idea how they're gonna run this thing. It's really up to them, but they might just fill this the tiny gap here. You know, the tiny this final triangle formation. They might just completely fill this, and then Monday they might start to run, or they could just run. You know, it's really up to them, right? It's really up to market makers. It's really up to whoever controlling this stock. That's GME. So yeah, I'll try to keep that simple today. So it's too late tonight. So yeah, sorry about the little late streaming, but yeah, hope this helps. And then let's see how GME and then DJT moves tomorrow. So I'm really looking forward to it. Oh yeah, there's some news that I haven't maybe talk about it, but yeah, you guys probably seen this one. There's might be a margin call alert, right? Yeah, there's like maybe carry trade. What is this? What it says? You don't have to report your carry trade to anyone. There's no lodging authority. In fact, it might be just simmering beneath. Nobody knows. Basically, like they're saying that they can hide their whatever their trade, right? Just, and that's what National University of Singapore professor says. And if that's correct, then yeah, it's just a whole another fucking financial scams, right? So, stuff like that. So they borrow a shitload of money from with the yen, because of the low interest rate, from Japan. And then now they're jacking up the interest rate. So those hedge fund market makers, they need to cover, right? They need the assets to cover, and they just sold their assets. Right now is the perfect timing because the bear cycle kicks in for the Bitcoin, the S&P 500, the big tech stocks, and yeah, now we are waiting for that cleanup operation. So March, April, let's watch out for that. So yeah, that's pretty much it for today, guys. So I hope this helps, and then I'll see you guys next update. Thank you.